All right, hi everyone. This is part 3 of the sew along today. I apologize for being late. If you saw the first one, then you know I kind of warned you that might happen. So I have my top on. Everything is done but the hem. It fits beautifully. The neckline is all bound and I'm showing you how. All I need to do is hem the sleeves and the bottom. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and see who's here. Let's see. Who's here? I don't know where that window went to. All right, it went somewhere. Oh, here we go. It's way over there. Hi, nice to see you, Ivy. All right, I'm not sure who's here. Maybe some people gave up because it wasn't right at 7 o'clock, but I'm sure they'll catch us. They'll find us. All right, so this is number 3. As I left you, I didn't have sleeves on yet. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. I didn't have sleeves on yet, and so I'm going to show you the sleeves and the binding now. All right. I love this top, this pink linen. If you didn't catch the first two, the first one especially, I went through choosing my fabric. This pink linen is yummy. I cannot wait to wear this, but I do have to hem the sleeves and the bottom first. But I threw a necklace on so you can see how beautiful this neckline is bound. This bound neckline is amazing. I love it. I ended up using some white that I had in my stash. You could make your own. I do have a video on that, and I will put that video in the link of this description. In the description, I will put the link in the description. This is the 3rd video today, guys. I'm getting a little punchy. All right, hi Lynn, hi Sherry, nice to see you guys. All right, so I'm gonna go right to the sleeves now. All right, and where was I? I think this is it right here. All right, I am going to sew next the sleeves. I'm going to go ahead and do the sleeve seam, okay? And then the other thing I'm going to do once I do that, between the notches here, the notches I did on this side, I'm going to go ahead and sew a basting stitch right along here, just inside the seam allowance between the notches, so that I can ease the sleeve in. Okay. All right, let me cue up the next video here. Whoops, sorry about that. Let me get it here. I kind of have too many windows open on this machine here. All right, that was the first one. Let's do this one. I think this is it. All right, let me pull this over. Where'd my eCam go? Here. Okay. Sorry, this is like when you do it fast, this is how it is. Okay. This ought to give you guys like some security, because this has been kind of a big comedy of errors in a way. All right. 1 second. Here it comes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the sleeves on. So I went ahead and I finished the side seam and the sleeve seam, because those need to be finished before we put them together. Clip these threads there. Oops. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, the double notch is always the back, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put this in and line these up, okay? So this is the back. So I want to put this in here right side out because I have the top inside out, or yeah, I want right sides together with the sleeve being on the inside. And let's make sure I have this correct. And let's see, this is the back and this is the back. Okay, so this is the sleeve that goes in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a pin. The only pin I'm gonna use is gonna be right at this seam. I like to match these up real closely, if you can see that, and pin it so that it'll stay there, okay? And then I'm gonna take the center, okay, and I'm gonna put that up on the, gonna go ahead and put that up here on the shoulder seam. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this basting stitch that I made and I'm just gonna lightly pull and make this sleeve fit. I'm not gonna do any gathering here at the beginning of the curve. I'm gonna go ahead and clip that there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way around. Clipping, gathering where I need to. See, it doesn't take very much. And just clipping it in place. And I do have right sides together, okay? And I'm gonna go around, and the most gathering should be right at the cap of the sleeve. And then continue all the way around on this side with both sleeves. So I'm going to gently pull this side. And where did it go? Here it is. All right, there we are. Just gently pull this one just a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. See, just a little bit to give it a little bit of a curve. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and clip this part of the seam without any fullness at all until I get to the notches. And when I get to the notches, then I'm gonna go ahead and ease that in. All right, just right like that, little by little. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that around just a little bit because I needed to have a little more fullness up here. Okay, doesn't take much, it takes a little finesse. I'm gonna pull just a little more, and make it fit. I remember once putting a sleeve in upside down and it would have been fine if it would have been somebody who wanted to keep their arm raised up all day, but that didn't necessarily work. We all have goofs that we can laugh about now. Okay, so that is all in there. Nothing is puckered. It's just a little bit gathered, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch. But first, I should have done this when I did the side seams and the sleeve seams. I should have also finished the shoulder seams. So I'm going to go finish this shoulder seam with the serger before I stitch this in. All right, I'll meet you at the machine in just a few moments. So that is how I did the clipping of the sleeves. So now we're going to go ahead and do the, let me get this up here. Now we're going to go ahead and do the sewing. So let me go ahead and pull that video over. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start right at the underarm seam where I put the pin. And if you're, not comfortable just sewing it right off, you can go ahead and definitely baste it if you like. I don't really feel the need to do that, but you certainly can, and then make sure you don't have any puckers, and then, go from there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sew this. Removing these clips as I get to them, and keeping this so that there is definite ease, but no gathers or puckers. And let's keep going. You can see how you just, almost sometimes you only have to stitch it, and really it'll fall right into place just from stitching it. Oops, I'm sorry for that piece of fabric getting in the camera. There. Let's go nice and slow. Sorry for getting things in the way, but okay, here's a spot where you got a little more fullness. Okay, let's get to this. Nope, did you see that clip was had a little bit too much in it. So let's go ahead, and it's a little too much fullness there. We're going to pull some of that out. And make sure or try to keep your stitching on the other side of the basting there, so that you can not have to go back and pull that out. But I mean, it's not a big deal if you have to pull some out. It's basted, so it should be fairly easy to pull out. Alright, and we are back at this seam here. And we should have a great sleeve. All right, so Lynn just asked if I put my serge seams the same way when I sew over them. I don't worry about it unless I'm sewing something really thick. If it's a really thick fabric, then I might go ahead and put them opposite ways. With this light linen, it doesn't matter really. It doesn't really create any bulk, especially the underarm seam. It didn't really matter, but it is something to watch out for though if you're using thicker fabrics. I hope that helps. But yeah, I do sew over them. So All right, so the next thing I did, let's see, where is my, there we go, find her. All right, let me pull over the next thing that I did here. See if it'll do this way. All right. Oops. All right, so I have the sleeves sewn on, and I'll finish those seams at the end. But what I want to do is show you how to do the binding, okay? So first of all, I found this white that I had in my stash, just to be able to show you fairly quickly. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to open this basted seam here just a little bit, okay? The reason I'm doing that is because I want to be able to just seam this binding right into that seam back there, since I'm not going to have an opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin or clip this binding on all the way around. And just go ahead and let it take the curve of the neckline. I'm going to do that all the way around. And I'm pretty sure this piece I have is going to make it all the way around. And this is single fold bias tape, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and cut the thing there. All right. I think it's going to rain out there. All of a sudden got dark out there. And it doesn't usually get dark until about 8:30, so I don't know. It's only 6:30 right now, so. All right, I'm going to go all the way around the neckline with this, letting it take the shape. Where there's a curve, let the bias tape go ahead and curve with it. That's why it's bias, it'll give. And just keep going. Use ample pins or clips so that you can have this be really good. Hope it doesn't thunderstorm, because I really don't like using my machine in the middle of a thunderstorm. Okay. All right, there's that. I think my electricity in my house is pretty sound, but I once fried a machine in a thunderstorm. My house had a power surge, and I ruined the whole circuit of a sewing machine. It was an old, not old, it was a Viking. It was one of the first computerized machines. I loved that machine, and but it really went nuts after a power surge in my house. So from that moment on, I've always unplugged all of my machines when I'm done with them, and I try not to use them in a thunderstorm. But I think it's just going to be a little summer rain tonight. I don't think it's going to be anything much. All right, just pulling that around. It's thundering out there. So I'm just going to clip this all the way around. Somehow I never run out of things to talk about. I worry about running out of things to talk about when I'm showing you guys stuff. And somehow I guess I just have the gift of gab. Oh dear. All right, I need to go get a few more clips because I left them over here. All right. And go a little further here. And I'm going to go ahead and take it right to the edge there. And I'm just going to trim it off right there where that ends. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is take it to the machine and I'm going to sew this binding right in the fold all the way around. Okay. Oops. All right, so I have the sleeves sewn on and I'll finish those seams at the end. But what I want to do is show you how to do the binding. Okay, so first, okay, I'm going to sew this right in that fold. Sorry, I had a clip in the way there, I guess. All right. Right in the fold. Just remove your pins and clips as you go. All the way around the neckline. Camera there. Make sure you pull it so that it's making the curve and not just gonna go on straight. You want it to kind of curve around. Kind of pull it. You don't want to pull the bottom layer, just the binding. Pull it around the curve. So you can make sure it's going around the curve like that. And if I can pinch just to give you a little bit wider view here. There. Sorry, my hands are in the way, but this is something that See, you can see how it's making the curve. Something that you have to have your hands in there to make it lay flat. So I apologize for that. Now I did try this on after I put the sleeves in, and I did not need to have an opening in the back whatsoever. But you should definitely try it, and just leave that back seam unfinished so that you can do that if at the end if it didn't work out. You have that option then. All right. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this, sew this seam back up. The basted seam. I did the binding right on, you know, I opened it up and did the binding all the way around. And so now, before I press it and everything, I'm going to go ahead and sew this together back here. Oop, I'm sorry, I bumped it. And you want these opened up. It is really raining out there. No thunder or lightning or anything, so I'm okay, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do the seam in a regular stitch and not basted. Just down to where the rest of the seam was, okay? All right, then I'll finish this seam. So now I'm going to go to the serger and finish serging this. But I'm probably not going to serge up here where the binding is, just down here, start here and go down all the way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it over, press it, we're going to understitch it, and then press it and then stitch it down. Okay? I'll be right back. I'm going to finish the seam and then we'll go over, we'll do our understitching and then press it. All right, so I didn't press it before doing the understitching. That was I misspoke there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the understitching. Let's see. I apologize. I forgot to unmute my microphone when I spoke the last time. So my apologies. Let's see. Okay, that was the only questions was about me being muted. So I'm so sorry. This is a new way of doing it, so it's still a little, you know, I've not done sew-alongs like this before, so this is new. And but I like this. I think it'll get smoother, I promise. And it's nice because it isn't a whole lot of editing for me, and it is I don't know, maybe more fun a little bit to be with you guys and show you as I go. A one-day marathon like this is a little tough, so it might be like one every day instead of trying to do 3 segments in one day. This has been a lot, but it's been fun because I have missed this so much. So this was a good way to kick off, hopefully getting back into everything, barring nothing else in my life happens. So, all right, here we go with the understitching, and I hope I'm pulling the right video over. And we're going to understitch this. binding. And what that is we're going to take and we're going to take these layers like this, holding them all together. We're going to stitch them right onto the binding. So I'm going to start here, fold this up, pull everything up that you can anyway. Right there at the back might be a little tough, but catching everything because it's not pressed down yet or anything. Just going to understitch it really close to the seam line, but don't go in the pink. Pull it apart. There you go. Nice and close to the seam line. You don't want to go on the pink part at all. Okay. That went in the pink just a little bit. I'm going to have to check and make sure I did. Just like you do with facings. When you understitch facings, I just find that the binding lays a little bit better when I do that. The pressing is neater and everything. This is a single fold bias binding, and somehow it got folded again down there. Let me see what happened here. I might pull that out a little bit. See here, here's the goofies. Go back here. You gotta leave this open. So keep that one fold open. Let me do that. Okay. Keep this fold open. It's hard to open it up. I apologize for my fingers being in the way. I don't really, there's no way I can not have my fingers there right now. Okay. Just keep going around, try and keep this fold open. It'll be a lot neater, because then you'll catch it all. All right. Getting there. It's almost 7, so if I'm late to the party, you'll know why. Late to our so long live thing. We might be although I did tell you guys I might be a few minutes late. Anyway, so what's everybody sewing this week? This is what I'm doing today. I got to do an iris pleated tee for my granddaughter. It's part of her birthday gift. And That's probably all I have planned so far, but I've got some embroidery things I want to do. And I'm sure I have other sewing projects, but at the moment I can't think of what the next thing I'm going to do is. But I have many I could work on. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and take this over and press it down all the way around now. And any place where this is the seam allowance is too much, I'm going to go ahead and trim that as well. Like right here, where that seam allowance is kind of going to stick out. I don't want that, so I'm going to trim that away. All right. Oh, I guess I wasn't muted. I hope that wasn't echoing. If that was echoing, my apologies. But anyway, I am going to now show you sewing it. I think I pressed it and then sewed it down. So let me bring in the next video. I apologize if that was echoey. I'm trying really hard to remember to mute and all that stuff, but alas, it's tough. So let's go ahead and pull in the next one here. Oop. It doesn't want to come over here for some reason. I'm gonna go ahead and... All right, sure. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and press this binding down. Just go around the curve. I'm using my pressing hand to make sure I maintain the curve all the way around. And just press it down. See, when you understitch it, it just makes it so much easier. I don't know what that string is from, but let's cut it off. Okay. Maybe frayed a bit. See a nice edge that is. And then after this, I'll take that over and top stitch this down. And then all that's left are the hems. And I won't be too awful late for our 7 o'clock live, which should be starting right now. But I'm gonna go ahead, top stitch it and put it on so I can wear it for y'all. Put a necklace on, make it look nice. Okay, here you're gonna have a little more bulk because you've got the binding, you've got more stuff there. Just press it really well. All right, I'm gonna take this over and top stitch it now. Okay, I'm going to pull this next part over here for you. This is going to be the last little bit here of top stitching, and then we'll chat. So that sounds fun. Okay, I'm going to top stitch this. Whoops, wait a minute. You're not getting the video. That turns it inside out. Hang on, sorry. I don't know why it doesn't want to come over. You know, it's the last one and it's just being a pain. Okay, here we go. If it was an icon, maybe it would come better. Okay, I'm going to top stitch this. turn it inside out because it's just a little easier to deal with that way. Start at the back seam, which, as I said, has a little bit more bulk. I'm going to increase this length of my stitches to 3 because I think it makes a nicer top stitch. Now, this is only 1/4 inch, so you want to make sure that you catch the fold, but you also want to make sure that you don't go off of it. So what I do is, see how you can kind of see through there. I kind of go by feeling it. Just make sure that you're kind of feeling that and not letting it slip to where it's out of the needle. Okay. Okay, so gotta be careful here because it tends to stretch and not give you as much room because it's got a bigger curve. And another shoulder seam, and we're almost back to the back here. Okay. Almost needed to grab my hump jumper, but I didn't end up needing to there. But I could have. Alrighty. And then just end it up. And the neckline is beautiful. It's just going to be really nice. I'm going to go press this, one final press, put it on, and go online. All right, you guys. So that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Tomorrow I'm going to hem this, and I'll have it to wear to. I'm having a luncheon on Tuesdays, so I think I'll wear it. I have, with 2 other widow ladies, we have started a widow's ministry. So I'm going to be going to a little, well, I guess it's brunch. Yeah, so that's going to be a really nice, group. So do you guys have any questions first? And then if you don't, I will go full screen here, and we will go ahead and, what will we do? We will go ahead and, this one. All right, I am going to, sorry guys, sorry.
Top stitch this.
Let me get rid of
Turn
it
it inside out because it's just a little easier to deal with that way.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Start at the back seam.
Sorry. Let me just fix this so that I'm in the big camera. My apologies. Oh my goodness. That was not fun. This is a comedy of errors today. But anyway, I hope it helped. And I've missed you all so much. And life has been, I said we'd chat after, and I would just tell you guys how sorry I am that I haven't been producing videos at all for quite a while. I've been trying. I'd just get to the point where things were getting better and I'd lose someone else. It's been 4 immediate family members in 13 months, with the first one being my husband. Then 6 days later, my brother-in-law, then my mother-in-law, and then just a couple weeks ago, my sister-in-law. So it's been a little tough, and I appreciate all your prayers for me, and I'm trying to rise above. YouTube is something that I both love to do and need to do. I love it because I just love it. I didn't start this channel to make money, but as my current situation is, I kind of do need it. Even it's just a little bit extra to the Social Security that I get from my husband. So it's kind of nice to have the income from YouTube, I won't lie. Although it's not my motivation really for much, but you know, it should be, but it's not. It should be more motivated to make money with it. I'm not very good at getting my name out there and all those good things. I'm trying. Right now I just want to get back to doing what I love to do, and that's teach. And that's teach people to sew. And yeah, it feels good today. It feels really good to do this today. So let's see. Anybody have questions or want to chat about anything? Otherwise, I will go get some dinner and call it a night. I love you guys so much, and it's good to be back. All right. All right, I will try and do more of these. Like I said, I don't know how many of them will be a whole marathon day like this, but this was like a whim when I don't know, I thought, oh, I was visiting with a friend and she said she had a yard of fabric and what could she do with it? And I said harmony, and then I remembered that today was the harmony. And I usually try to do something to promote the Feature Friday, and because I like, you know, I'm an ambassador for Love Notions, and I really like to help them because they're amazing people. So I wanted to do this little video, and yeah, so I thought, well, I'll do it in 3 segments so that I, you know, because it's better to film it than show it and be live and show it and answer questions than it is to, you know, take the camera off, put the camera up, you know, just, it's a lot to do it that way. So I thought I'll do it in 3 segments. It sounded so easy at the time, and it really has been easy, but it has been time consuming. And so I don't know if I'll have marathon days like this all the time, but we can do like 1 every day. That would be nice too. All right, let's see, there's a couple of thank you all so much. It's so good to see these names. Elizabeth, Dot, Lynn, Dolores, Debbie, Darlene. It's so good to see your names again like that. I just have no idea how much this has meant to me today. And Ivy, who is Sewing Space, in case you didn't know. She's going to be starting her channel soon. I keep after her. And she's going to have a really great channel. So get ready to support her as well. And I guess that's it, guys, unless you have questions. All right. I will talk to you soon, guys. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Happy sewing.